Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and now we have over 100 clients. And we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 4 different TV studios with a staff of over 20. And the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is The Jeff Crilley Show. Welcome to my show. I've got to tell you, I think I just met my twin. Christina Daves is a PR guru, and you're self-taught. I'm just amazed.
I am self-taught. I had to do it. I had to figure it out. I had no money left. I was dead broke. I had invented a product, and we mortgaged the house, maxed out credit cards, and then I found out there was this thing called publicity, and it's free.
Okay, now, and she's written this amazing book. It's PR for Anyone,
yep.
and you've got a second book coming out soon. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I want to talk about your product and how you got Diana Ross to wear your product.
I did. So I had owned a retail store, got very burned out, and figured I'm in my mid-40s, okay, I can retire. And I had this freak accident. I broke my foot, you know, those big, ugly medical boots that are awful. So I'm put in one of those the day before I'm going to New York City with my husband. So I'm on the train, medical boot fashions, medical boot accessories, right? There has to be something in New York, and there was nothing on the market. So literally the light bulbs went off, and I swear my husband saw them because he's like, oh, here we go again. But I invented a fashion line for them just to turn that whole hurt, and everyone's like, oh, what happened? Well, when you wear something cute on it, everyone says, oh my gosh, you just turn the whole thing around.
Brilliant.
And so I saw a picture of Diana Ross at LAX airport in a medical boot. And I literally did one Google search, Diana Ross manager, got to the gatekeeper and said, oh, you know, poor Diana Ross, I know how she feels, and she's coming to sing for the president, and I'm in DC, so this is my backyard. And I got through to the manager, and I sent an email, and long story short, Diana Ross wore my product when she sang for the president.
And that really launched a kind of a career for you in terms of, if I can do this, I can teach others to do it.
Exactly. And then my phone started ringing off the hook. My entrepreneurial friends were, you know, Christina, how are you doing this? You know, how are you getting on TV all the time in print? How do you get celebrities to wear your product?
I want to brag on you a little bit. We've got a highlight reel. Your very first interview that you got for yourself was Steve Harvey.
Yeah.
I mean, couldn't you start off with local television or something? Let's go ahead and roll a clip from her, your speaking career and your media career. How did you get the Steve Harvey?
This is Christina. Hi, Christina.
There is a resource that we talked about, Help a Reporter Out. Haro. I'm a huge proponent. I'm actually one of their biggest success stories. I found out that you could get on national media, and there was a post. I didn't know it was Steve Harvey, and it said, do you have a product you want to take to the next level? And I had replied, but I didn't hear back for months. And then there's an email that popped in, and it was the Steve Harvey show, and they said, we'd like to invite you out. It's kind of like a Shark Tank type of thing. But in media, I was like, sure, you need a video when? In an hour. And then I interviewed all day, and they said, we'd love to have you come out, interviewed with producers to make sure my story was good. By the time I got there, I found out the executive producer was in a boot.
Is that right?
Yeah,
oh my goodness.
But I said, that's great. When am I doing this? And they said, we're flying you out tomorrow. What's the name on your driver's license? I was like, what?
That's amazing.
It was a whirlwind.
And you nailed it. You nailed it on Steve Harvey. And how many do you keep track of how many interviews you've done?
I've done over 1,000 myself.
Oh my goodness.
And this is really cool. For the first time last year, I calculated. I had all my clients send me your results. I want to know. I've never calculated ROI. So in 2018, in. We had 873 million views and over 8 figures in sales, all from free publicity.
Wow. Well, I'm so impressed with you because, unlike me, you didn't come from a newsroom. I mean, this was not in your blood. You didn't graduate from, PR college, right?
No, political science and German, double major. I didn't even take a comm class in college.
So let me help me understand how your business works. So people, I know you do a ton of public speaking. People will come to you and enroll in kind of a boot camp, or what do they?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I have a digital product where they can learn. It's like an hour long, and people have done it and had success just from watching the 5 modules. I have a group coaching program that's a year, or I do one-on-one coaching. And I'm coaching, I'm teaching you how to do this. How do you make yourself newsworthy? How do you stand out in the 500 emails that journalists get in a day?
Yep.
And that, you just make it easy for them. Give them a great story that I told you, I just did one for a friend of mine. I just thought I'd help them out. I sent it this morning within, 15 minutes. She said, oh, I love this. I'll be in touch with you to book this.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
We're going to put your books up on the screen right now because you have one that's already published and one is about to be published.
Correct.
Let's talk about both of them.
Yeah. So I wrote PR for Anyone because of all the success that I had. It's like, what? And I made it really easy. It's just tips. It's 126 tips. Well, a lot has changed.
Right.
In the last 7 years. So the new book, The DIY Guide to Free Publicity, that comes out in January, is this book updated.
Yes.
It's all new. It's case studies. Because I think when people see, oh, this doctor did this real estate agent did this author did this, you're like, oh, I can do this. It'll help you have the light bulbs go off.
And you teach people how to come up with the right hook.
Yes. That's super important. You've got to stand out in that sea of emails.
Right.
So what is that we can get them where the journalist has to read more, and then we make it really short and easy.
Exactly. People will come to me and they'll say, hey, I'm a realtor, but you can't just call the newsroom and say, hey, I'm a realtor, put me on the news.
Right. Exactly. So one of my clients, brand new agent, this is one of my biggest success stories. I just love this story. He had just gotten his real estate license and he was going to sell homes using Facebook ads. He's really good. He'd done it for his other job, big corporate America. He knew what he was doing. So he pitched the Washington Post. And I was super excited because I go big or go home. The worst they're going to say is no. And he pitched and they said yes. So it was so specific on how you sell homes with Facebook ads that he actually had to write the article, which I always tell people, don't write an article when you send it in. You're giving them a pitch. But he wrote it. They edited it. This was 2 years ago. It's the only media he's ever done. And I said, Dustin, why don't you do more? He said, I don't need to. Wow. He is a luxury agent. He does $20 to $30 million in sales a year.
No kidding.
Out of the gate did $24 million his first year.
And you discovered for yourself that the publicity did sell boots.
Oh my gosh. It did. The Steve Harvey show, he sold 6 figures.
Oh my!
And
goodness.
the product retails $7 to $24. So media works. I mean, it really, not only the credibility factor, and I have had clients who say, oh, I was on TV, nobody called me. I said, no, now it's up to you. Let me show you what we do with this to position you as the expert, to get it out there, because not everybody's watching every channel all day or reading Forbes, Entrepreneur, but you can help them by showing them that it's there.
Well, I got to give a shout out to Doug Turner. He put us together.
Yes.
He says you guys are going to love each other.
Yes.
And he's absolutely right, because you do things that we don't do, and we do things
yes.
this is a match made in heaven. Let's put your website up and tell everybody how they can engage you.
You can go to ChristinaDaves.com, or you can go to PRforAnyone.com. If you can't find me online, we've got a lot of problems. And I am not doing my job. But I am all over the place. Christina Daves, PR for Anyone. Reach out. I love talking to people. If you think you're close and you want to just set up a call, see if I can help you, my calendar's chatwithchristina.com.
Well, thank you. You've been a great guest, and I can vouch. She is the real deal, folks.
Oh, thank you.
Give her a call. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.